Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Crypto News Podcast. We are buzzing as always, folks. Good day to be in crypto as always. And I'm super pumped to have today's guest on the show coming in. Oh, folks, I wish you guys, I know most of us are listening as we are commuting or going for a walk or doing chores on our AirPods or headphones. But for the few of us that are watching this, our guest today, Andreas Brekken, the founder of SideShift.ai, is currently in a hammock in Thailand, which on his balcony, this is easily the most electric setup we've ever seen on the Crypto News Pod, where we're 300 episodes in and we finally have a guest to show up in a hammock. We absolutely love to see that. Time for the intro here. Like I said, Andreas Brekken, the founder of SideShift.ai, a platform offering direct-to-wallet trading. The exchange has processed over 1.25 billion in volume to date. Andreas first discovered Bitcoin back in 2011, wowza, and has a deep technical understanding of the cryptocurrency space. In addition to being a long-term supporter of the crypto space, Andreas has substantial hands-on industry experience as he founded justcoin.com, a Norwegian-based cryptocurrency exchange in 2013, which was later acquired by ANX International, and then worked at Kraken as a software engineer in 2015 and 2016. Also the founder of shitcoin.com. What an electric domain, a wide-reaching crypto content platform. Andreas, super pumped to have you on, my friend. I'm not even gonna ask you how you're doing because I know how you're doing. That is an electric background. What are you doing there in Thailand, and how sweet is it to be taking a friggin' podcast from a hammock? I love to see that.
Yeah, it is really sweet because, I'm from Norway. And you're in Canada, you know what it's like. Yeah. The winter is long and it is tough.
It is.
So it does feel nice to be in a hammock sometimes.
I spent the winter in Mexico, so we shared the same sentiment, my friend. I just absolutely love to see that. I love when guests come on, super comfy, super in the zone. It's great to see. Let's jump right back to sort of step one. You discovered Bitcoin in 2011. That's wild. I mean, we've been extremely fortunate to have some incredible guests on the show, many of which have discovered Bitcoin at such an early age. I mean, I wish I did back in the day, if that was the case, and I had the balls to actually hodl and not sell. I'd be a very rich man, and I probably wouldn't be doing this podcast right now. I'd probably be just, traveling the world, golfing the nicest tracks that God ever created. But that is a story for another day, is I did not discover Bitcoin in 2011. But walk me through what happened back in 2011 when you discovered Bitcoin. Was it a black market deal? Was it a friend tapped you in? I know you're a software guy, you're a dev. Seems like you guys always sort of get the first peek into anything new tech related, but I think that'd be a good place to start. Walk us through your Bitcoin discovery way back in 2011.
Yeah, so it seems like people came into Bitcoin back then through a few different routes. The one you said, which is the coolest one, is darknet markets. So there were people, they were buying drugs online. I think for the Americans, a lot of them were buying weed maybe. And maybe the even cooler kids were maybe selling weed on Silk Road or something.
100%.
But in my case, I'm just too much of a nerd. So I didn't even know this existed. I didn't know much about Silk Road until I think they started getting in trouble. So for me, I had read about Bitcoin a bit online. It was written about in online magazines, especially like Slashdot and these early in the day. But it was a piece of software you put in your computer, like a file sharing app or something. So most people just ignored it as being maybe just an alternative to PayPal.
Yeah.
So you had to get pretty lucky or be intrigued or have somebody orange pill you, as we call it these days, to get into it. And I think it was really helpful being an engineer because in 2011, Bitcoin was a program you installed on your PC. And you open up the program and it would have an address where you could receive money. And if you had Bitcoins, there would be a form where you could send Bitcoins, which the wallets look a bit better today, but that's basically a crypto wallet, right?
Yeah.
You just receive and send.
Yeah.
But I think the big advantage being a programmer is you're looking at this app on your PC and you can find a place to buy some Bitcoin, which we can get back to because that was incredibly difficult. But if you're a programmer, the first thing you think is like, wait, can I make a program that sends and receives Bitcoins? Can I automate this?
Yeah.
Can I make like a web shop, like a checkout experience? Can I make a casino? Can I make a dice site? Can I make a... So this is like programmers always go this route. They're just like, this is cool. How do I automate it?
Yeah. How do I automate and monetize?
Yeah, I mean, more automate than monetize. But no, I think that's like the engineering mindset. Just like somebody who's into cars, you know, they see a brand new car, they're like, okay, how do I take it apart? So that's what really got me hooked on Bitcoin back then.
That's crazy. Wild. 2011. Crazy to think that's 13 years ago. You've done some incredible...
Oof,
I know.
Make me feel old now.
I know. It's pretty... I mean, I was in high school in 2011. Crazy. Wild to think about. I guess I was in high school. I think I was in grade 10, maybe grade 10 or 11 in 2011. Anyways, let's just take a sort of skip over the bio. We'll come back to some of the other stuff you've done. Of course, we're going to get into the bread and butter, SideShift.ai. But meme coins are front and center right now. Folks, we're recording mid to early April, and this will also air mid to late April, but we are still in meme coin mania. Of course, we have all of the airdrops from all chains, most famously Solana, but we are in the era of peak degeneracy. If anyone listening, and I'm sure most of the listeners have spent an absurd amount of time on Dex Screener, with the sort of new assets, aka new coins page open, you guys get to see some of the names of these coins that are coming through. You guys get to see some of the people who are putting 1 SOL, heck, 0.1 SOL, literally $18, and turning that $18 into thousands of dollars in minutes or hours. It's the wild, wild west. I've never seen anything like this. This was sort of similar to the ICO boom back in 2017, but I feel like it's even more on steroids. The normies are getting involved. Meme coins are absolutely insane. And the one biggest sort of neg with the meme coins at the moment is the trading impacts and how this limits current protocols. Again, most famously Solana. Solana is almost unusable right now because so much meme coin degeneracy is happening. Andreas, throwing the ball over to your court here. I'd love if you could just give us a primer before we get into the nitty gritty of meme coins. What's your whole take on meme coins? Your 2 cents on meme coins? Is it good or bad? Just what do you think about meme coins as a whole here?
Yeah, when it comes to meme coins, and as a disclaimer, I was really into Dogecoin when it first came out,
yeah.
which I guess is could be more than 10 years ago now. And it was, like you said, it was the exact same thing back then when it was only Dogecoin.
Yeah.
But obviously this is on steroids. There's more people involved. Back in the day, I got my friends who I would just people I know, I got them to buy and trade Dogecoin and other meme coins. And I would consider them normies.
Yeah.
So it's probably pretty typical for people who don't work in the industry to also get involved. But the scale of this, as you point out, is unbelievable. If I go and work on my laptop from a coffee shop, there's a high chance now that there's somebody next to me talking about like Bowden or talking about the whiff or bonk. And this is happening to me every week now. I overhear these conversations, which is really funny. It's like somebody's, the normies are climbing into our treehouse and getting involved. And, but I mean, the question you asked is it good or is it bad? And I've adopted the viewpoint of Mr. Ferreira. I believe he's the Chief Strategy Officer of Solana Foundation. And what he's been saying, and I completely agree, is it is harmless and good, wholesome, quality fun with your friends. And it's a great way for people to get involved in crypto in a way that is not so intimidating as looking at one Bitcoin costing $70,000.
Agreed.
And as you also pointed out, which we're seeing now, this is really, really stress testing the technology here. Especially Solana is taking a beating, but Ethereum has also taken a beating in the last cycle of it with meme coins and that stuff. And what's really interesting is the load on the Solana network and the load on the on the dexes, and by load I mean stress,
Yeah.
is the same if you're trading Bowden or WIF as if you're trading a synthetic share in Apple. It is the
Yeah.
exact same transaction
Good
and
point.
technology that is being used, which is also getting pretty funny on Solana because it's so advanced. Because if you go on one of the trading platforms or DEX aggregators, say you go on Jupiter, then there's a smart contract that can do dollar cost averaging for you on Jupiter, which is more advanced than what you can do if you're trading at a brokerage in
Yeah.
TradFi.
It's true.
So basically, you have more advanced tools at your disposal, trading bonk, than you do if you're trading Apple shares.
Yeah.
So that's the advanced thing. But yeah, everything is being stress tested, and you can see the Solana Foundation and all the devs and everything. They're scrambling because the users are going to get spooked off and go somewhere else to base or something like this. So they are, I will bet you, they are all working day and night on all these platforms and the chains and everything now to just keep this running and to try to find ways to deal with this record level high demand for throughput and capacity. So yeah, I think it's good in many ways that people are trading meme coins.
It is truly wild. I also love your point how efficient it is to onboard normies. I mean, I just in the last like 2 months alone, I've onboarded a couple dozen friends who've hit me up and been like, "Yo, what's the deal with meme coins? How do I get in?" I sort of just copy pasta.
Awesome.
I just copy pasta, same little 500 word sort of bullet point link with links that I've written to just try to keep it as simple as concise as possible, attach some YouTube videos, blah, blah, blah. But the one thing that I think this is equivalent to Netflix's sort of quarterly earnings, I want to say 3-4 years ago, when I forget who the CEO was at the time, maybe Reed Hastings or something, but nonetheless. And the CEO said, guys, our biggest competitor is no longer Hulu and Amazon Prime and Disney Plus and all that stuff. Our biggest competitor is now YouTube and streamers because it's the attention economy. And this, I feel like meme coins is no different than going to the casino or gambling on sports. And sports betting is absolutely massive, especially in North America. I mean, I was at a hockey game a couple nights ago. There's betting ads everywhere on the boards, like in the arena, right? Because these betting companies are throwing so much dough at the teams to push legalized sports betting. It's the exact same thing on TV. You watch a sports game on TV, you cannot watch one game without dozens of sports betting commercials. So it's like if you have a little bit of degeneracy in you, and we're humans, none of us are perfect, we all do. It's a matter of where are you going to put that bit of degenerate attention that your body has in you. You can gamble on sports. You can go to online casinos. You can go to IRL casinos. Or now you can have fun with meme coins. And there's never been an opportunity to turn $100 into $100,000 like there is in meme coin mania. So I think that's sort of one aspect that people aren't fully forgetting. And then it's like the fun of it. This sort of reminds me of summer of 2021 when we were all gambling on NFTs. Like that was so much fun. Like I just remember spending, I was in here. My girlfriend at the time wanted to kill me because I'd be putting in 16-hour days in this office, giving her zero attention. It's true. And I'm gambling on JPEGs, right? And it's just like I'm trying to gather as much data as possible to find what the next narrative will be and then hammer whatever JPEG comes out, making sure it passes the diagnostics check. It's the exact same with meme coins, and it's so much fun. You can do it on the fly on your phone. And then just like you talked about, you have these crazy complex trading tools like DCAing on Jupiter, which is really not that hard to do. Like you watch one YouTube video and a normie could figure that out. So pretty crazy with the whole meme coin thing. Let's just keep buzzing on meme coins for a couple more hot secs here, Andreas.
Yeah, you were mentioning sports betting, which especially in North America seems to be growing extremely quick.
Yeah, it's legal now.
And these
from your phone.
Right.
Yeah.
It is getting really, really, really big. And I don't, right? It's like anything. Some people will overdo it, right?
Yeah.
But most people will have a wholesome and lovely time with their friends. The vast majority of people. And just like you said, maybe meme coins is a competitor to sports betting. And I like both sports betting and meme coins, but I have to admit, I laugh a lot more when it comes to the meme coin trading, and it's much more social for me. I'll
So
reach out to my
social.
friends in the morning. I'll wake up and check things. I'll reach out to my friends. I'm like, hey, did Spolderman, did that rug? Or like,
Yeah.
what is this? What
Yeah.
is this Greta thing? Is that offensive or all these things? Or like, do you think Bolden is gonna moon if he's get reelected, or it's a shared activity? And I'm not putting a lot of money into this at all. I don't have to. I think it's fun regardless, but I want to have a little bit in there.
It's again, it's truly, truly wild on timelines. Cause I get asked this all the time, especially from friends when they're like, Matt, how much more time do I have? We've seen like even NFTs, for example, NFTs were really only April, May, 2021 to like Jan, Feb 2022. Like that was a 9-month window to genuinely turn on the money printer and make it go burr. If you were to put timelines on meme coins right now, how many more months do you think we have until like this blows up? I don't know if the gov could throw regulations at this. I mean, maybe they could, maybe they couldn't, but like, is there a black swan event that could happen that could push this whole thing down? Is it going to be macro, micro? Like, do you have a specific sort of event that could really flip this thing on its head? Or do you have a timeline in mind perhaps of when sort of the fun casino will end?
I feel we're in a very special market today because there are multiple markets happening at the same time. In the last cycle, there was a DeFi summer that turned into a Solana summer, which gradually turned into a mania centered around FTX and FTX coins, which was really just people, trading on perpetuals for mostly coins we already had with the new introduction of Solana, which then for some turned into the NFT market you're talking about. And the one we're in today, it feels like there's multiple parallel markets happening at the same time, which might have their own cycles. We have the Bitcoin ETF, where we've been joking for a long time, most of us in the industry, the boomers and BlackRock, they want to take your Bitcoins, they want to buy it, right? Don't sell your Bitcoins to BlackRock.
Don't give them to Larry. Hold on to him.
And this has been happening slowly, this like bull market creeping up on us since the desperation we all felt, when Bitcoin was 20K, 25K, the long sideways of 30 and all that. But then it's, it really picked up, and now we all agree Bitcoin is in a bull market. And at the same time, we've had the meme coin market, which started sometime last year. It's hard to pinpoint it. I thought it would end during the holidays of last year, during Christmas, which it clearly didn't. And then it also seems like we're getting a new DeFi wave.
Yeah, 100%.
Which I think we can thank Athena, Eigenlayer, and some other platforms for. But the point I want to bring up is it feels like these three are happening very separate and have, in some ways, separate users. What I'm hoping for is that the meme coin cycle will continue, say, through the summer, and then it will attract people from these other things. So maybe some of these ETF buyers we hear about Solana on the TV news on CNBC, they hear about meme coins, and they already have some exposure, right, in the Bitcoin ETF. So they're already basically in crypto. You may as well just buy some Solana with your credit card in the wallet and see what your friends are into. So I'm kind of hoping that these three different cycles we're seeing will affect each other in a positive way, and just make this bull market last as long as possible for meme coins and everything else.
Yeah.
But if you want to date, okay. If you're still alive with a good looking meme coin portfolio in say by the end of summer and in July, I think you're a genius.
I like that. I mean, that's 3 months.
It's a long time.
It is.
It's a long time. It's a long time to come up with new ticker names, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's crazy. Totally true. Yep. If you got any good ones, throw them out there, folks. Mate, we need to take a quick break and give a huge shout out to our sponsor of the show. And that is, of course, Prime XPT. When we get back, we will talk about AI and crypto exchanges, the ETH Dencun upgrade, and of course, Eigenlayer Mainnet launch, and the star of the show, which is SideShift.ai. Until then, huge shout out to Prime XBT, longtime friends of CryptoNews.com and longtime sponsors of the Crypto News Pod. Prime XBT offers a robust trading system for both beginners and professional traders. It doesn't matter if you're a rookie or a vet, you can easily customize your layouts and widgets to best fit your trading style. Prime XBT is also running an exclusive promotion for listeners of the Crypto News podcast. Use the promo code CryptoNews50, that is CryptoNews50, all one word, to receive 50% of your deposit credited to your trading account. Again, that is CryptoNews50, all one word, to receive 50% of your deposit credited to your trading account. Now back to the show with Andreas. Andreas, let's jump right in to your baby, which is SideShift.ai. You guys have developed a super efficient, easy to use, onboarding, normie friendly platform that offers direct to wallet trading. Super, super simple. This is what we need in order to onboard the normies, the masses. You and I have spoke about this in depth on this podcast. In fact, we speak about this on every single episode of the Crypto News Pod, as we cannot truly hit escape velocity without the normies getting involved. We often forget that we're just living in this sort of, dream world bubble of ours where it's literally us and it's still such a small percentage of the population. Once we get everyone involved, shit's going to get real fun. But let's start off with the elevator pitch, then we'll jump into the nitty gritty. What is the deal with SideShift.ai? What is the problem that you guys are fixing? Tell us a little bit about the backstory as well, then we'll get into the fun stuff here.
Yeah, so I'm the founder of SideShift.ai, which is what we usually call a coin swap. If you think of a very traditional exchange experience, say you're using FTX, or you were using FTX or Binance or Kraken or anything like that, if you want to perform a trade, you have this like entire workflow you're going through, right? You're logging in, you're putting in your 2FA, you're choosing deposit, you're finding the correct network, you're waiting for 3 confirmation, that's like an hour. If you're going from Bitcoin to WIF, and first you sell the Bitcoin for USDT, and then you trade the USDT for Solana, and then it's like you need the Solana for the WIF. And if you're all clear, you go and you withdraw to your wallet. Or if you're like most users of these exchanges, you just leave it on the exchange and hope it doesn't get hacked. And it does get hacked. We know this from the past. So SideShift.ai just avoids all of these problems because we perform the trade immediately and deliver the coins to your wallet. So if you want to swap from BTC to WIF, you go on SideShift.ai, you choose I have BTC, and you choose I want WIF. We ask, where would you like the WIF to be sent? You put in your wallet address, you click next, and we'll show you QR code. You send the BTC there, and the WIF will appear in your wallet. So that's why we call it direct to wallet trading, because it's the only way I know to explain that you don't have to click 700 buttons in order to do something as simple as just going from what you want, from what you have to what you want. So that is the elevator pitch, and the reason for coming up with this is simply that it's quicker. There was lots of demand, and I enjoy using it a lot myself. The more long term for this industry view is that people need to stop leaving their money on the exchange. It's a huge problem. The incentives are not aligned between the user and the exchange, because as the user, you want to stay in control of your money and not get rugged by the exchange. And the best way to do that is to put it on your hardware wallet, or at least on a wallet on your phone. But the exchange, they want you to stay on the exchange because they can offer you more products, or they can make money from your deposits, which we have seen. They may be lending out your funds without telling you, right? So getting people to stop leaving their money on exchange is a huge part, which just happens naturally if you use SideShift instead of custodian exchange.
It's the whole like centralized exchange to decentralized exchange debate is such an interesting one, because like 99 times out of 100, the UX on a centralized exchange is so much simpler. Like if you guys go to SideShift.ai, it looks identical to a swap page on any of your centralized exchanges. It's super easy. Like you have your input and your output. What do you want to sell? What do you want to buy? It's quick, it's easy, and you can choose if you want the fixed rate or the variable rate. Like, it's just so clean, so efficient. And then you go to decentralized exchanges and it's like, connect your MetaMask, connect your Phantom, connect your this, connect your that. It's an absolute shit show. Whereas like, it just makes life so much easier. But then again, like the UX and the UI trumps of a centralized exchange trumps a DEX, literally probably 9 times out of 10. But then you have the FTX issues. You have the dozens of other exchanges that have gone insolvent or rugged or bankrupt or whatever you want to call it. So it's like, the more SideShift AIs that come out, the more SideShifts that come out, the more really clean, easy trading platforms that come out, this is just going to onboard the normies. And this is exactly what we want to see. I mean, the domain's great, the .ai. You got to tell us about how AI is used in this platform. And if you could segue into just sort of, you're a dev guy, you obviously know this way better than I do. And if you could segue into how AI and crypto work together and sort of the future of AI and crypto, that'd be a great place to go.
Yeah, so I'm going to be completely honest with you. The domain name is SideShift.ai because I just thought it sounded really awesome. And
I love it. I love the honesty.
The actual AI part of it, or as close as it will get, is we're a really small team that deal with quite a lot of volume, but we're not many people. And the reason how we're pulling that off and still having a really, really good user experience, it's very stable, it's very quick, is just excessive automation internally inside Shift. There's very little human intervention. So it is like a giant machine that is running and doing all the things. We have played a lot on that. We have a SideShift.ai character, which is a futuristic robot. If you're going to have to talk to customer support on SideShift, you will find that they LARP as being an AI quite a lot. So we do intentionally make it a bit confusing for you if you're talking to a human or a machine. Or maybe you're talking to a machine pretending to be human, or more likely, you might be talking to a human pretending to be a machine.
Andreas, a couple more questions here and we will wrap up. The Eigenlayer Mainnet launch. Again, folks, we're recording on Wednesday, April 10th. It went live yesterday. It popped off as expected. An absolute behemoth of a company. What does this mean for the space? This must be long-term bullish in some capacity. Does another layer of degeneracy hurt us any bit? Give me your 2 cents on the Eigenlayer Mainnet launch and give the listeners a little primer on what exactly it is as well.
Yeah, I mean, Eigenlayer has been one of the hottest topics for quite a while. It's a funny one because it's most of the attention has been around trying to get the Eigenlayer airdrop, right? Which has always rumored that it's going to be the biggest one ever. And yeah, I was trying to look into what we can actually use it for other than being into the airdrop. And it seems the use cases for restaking that they're talking about right now is mostly making layer 2s more efficient, having oracles. And I think one of their own products was EigenDA, which is a storage layer. But I haven't been able to try any of those. Have you managed to take it for a spin?
No, not yet. It's on the to-do list. Just so busy with everything. And then going to Dubai next week. By the time this episode airs, we'll be in Dubai. So just getting interviews and really good content locked up, helping the sales team lock up new clients as well. So been a bit of a gong show. And again, just got back from Mexico and haven't had a whole lot of time to do anything, seeing friends, seeing family. So it is on the to-do list, my friend. But when I do, I will slide in your DMs and I'll tell you what I think. What about you? You've messed around at all a little bit?
I really haven't. It's one of those things where it's a product that everybody is talking about a lot. And I know at least one person who works there, but I'm just hearing about the hype and not really the products, which is what pulls me in. Because if I'm going to be testing something, I want to be in the trenches, right? I want to be trying out software. But so far, everything I'm reading about the Eigenlayer is mostly just plans for the future. Like I said, oracles, more layer 2s, and like storage layers, which is not something you can just kind of sit down and try, right? So I'm in the same boat as you. I'm just waiting for some use cases to pop up so I can give it a shot.
I love it. Last question here, mate. The upcoming ETH Dencun upgrade. Is this finally going to change the price of ETH? Not the price, but the gas, the transaction fees. It's a little bit better. But even a month when I was more involved in the ecosystem, transactions literally, genuinely just unfeasible. $100, $150, $200 for a swap. Like, that's nightmare fuel. You can't really be doing that. What do we have to look forward to with the ETH Dencun upgrade here?
This is the upgrade for the blobs, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah, it's the second upgrade for the blobs.
Oh, it's the second for the blobs. Okay. First, I thought that wouldn't be such a big deal. It's like, how much can it matter if you can store something more cheaply on Ethereum for 18 days, which I believe is the future. And the second thing I was thinking is, well, yeah, if they change Ether, but now all these L2s have to change their code to make it cheaper. So we're going to be waiting years for that. But then I started asking around on Twitter, and I asked one of the guys who works on Base, Base chain. I'm like, hey, when can we expect to see some improvements on Base following this this blob fork? And he was like, oh, yeah, no, we're ready. That'll be like right now. And that was the same with, I believe, Optimus and possibly Arbitrum. So that was crazy, because I'm used to Bitcoin, where if there's an upgrade, somebody will make software that supports it like 3 years from now. But everything was ready. And the transaction fees on the layer 2s just went to zero. It went from an Arbitrum transaction when it's popular being like, let's call it 20, 30, 40 cents, to just like, there's just so many zeros, you can't tell how much it is. So that was extremely impressive. But of course, like everybody else, we've been hearing about the proposals for sharding on Ethereum. My very short technical summary of what sharding is not every node will have to store every smart contract. Some nodes will store some things and other nodes will store other things. And in this way, get way more scale, right? So, no, I mean, I've been looking forward to the actual sharding for years and years and years, because then the cost savings on Ethereum itself, which in turn, hopefully will finally send Ethereum to 5K. But these forks we're seeing now, these upgrades, I think it's just them starting to build a path towards this sharding, which I think is a project that is going to take them, I'm guessing, a few years.
Yeah, that'll be wild. Andreas, really appreciate you coming on, my friend. This was a great episode, and again, super jealous of your setup and background. You and the team have done some incredible work. Keep on grinding. Super proud of you guys. Before we let you go, can you please let our listeners know where they can find you personally and SideShift online and on socials?
Yes. So since you're giving me the chance, the most important thing is that SideShift.ai is hiring for many roles, especially engineers and especially backend engineers. So if you're looking for a gig, you're a programmer, you want to get involved in crypto, or you know someone, even if you're a junior, please go to sideshift.ai/jobs and see if anything interests you. And if you want to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter. My username is Brekken, ABRKM. I will let you link to that one. And I also publish a newsletter every single week. I believe it's been 286 weeks on shitcoin.com/newsletter.
That's such a great domain too. Have you had any bites? Has anyone tried to buy that off you?
All the time.
I bet. I wouldn't be surprised if you're getting some like 6-7 figure bites on that, because that's a great domain. Also, when did you buy that?
I was working at Kraken, so that would have been 2015, maybe 2016.
2015, 2016. Yeah. Wow, incredible. Mate, thanks again. Appreciate it. And can't wait for round 2.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me, Matt.
Folks, what an episode with Andreas Brekken, founder of SideShift.ai. Folks, if you're looking for a very easy, simple to use, efficient to use platform offering direct to wallet trading, do go check them out. Huge shout out to the listeners. If you guys enjoyed this one, and I hope you did, please do subscribe. It would mean the world to my team and I. Speaking to the team, love you guys so much. Thank you for everything, you sus. You are the man. And back to the listeners, love you guys. Keep on growing those bags and keep on staying healthy, wealthy, and happy. Bye for now, and we'll talk soon.